Good morning and welcome to my live stream. Um, this is my morning live stream, Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. Now, the letter CPS you may not know what it is, but what I call it is the Child Protection System, found in every county and every state throughout the United States and worldwide. It's a government agency mandated by an act of Congress in 1962 to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Protecting our children has a long history, going back to the early 1600s and colonial days. But in 62, the government enacted social services to create a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. And there are many different names for the child protection system. In California and Orange County, it's called the Child Protection Services. Next door in LA County, Los Angeles County, is called the Department of Children and Family Services. In Prescott, Arizona, it's called the Department of Children's Services. And in Richmond, Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. No matter where you're at, they'll have a name. I don't know if they do that purposely to confuse you or not. But what this live stream is about is me helping you with education about CPS. Now, I'm not giving out what's called legal advice. Um, I'm not an attorney or a lawyer. I do this for educational purposes only. Now, if you want legal advice, I have an attorney, Vincent W. Davis, that can be reached at 888-888-6582. And I want to thank him very much for all he does. He does a lot of his free time. Anyway, who am I? Well, I've been doing this now for 25 months, over 2 years, twice a day, 14 live streams a week. I'm an educated, loving father who has 43 years of marriage experience and have raised 6 children. That's what makes up my family, my wife and my 6 children. Now, there are two groups of my children. They're the older group, were my firstborn, and my 2 adopted children from my wife's past. A 5-year-old girl that's now 36, and a boy who's 20, who's now 47. My other 3 children are young children. My youngest is 20 years old. He just turned 20 in September. And then my daughter is 23, who unfortunately has divorced the family. I'll explain to you about later. Then there is my 25-year-old son who recently got married, so he'll be starting a family. So 4 of my children are married, and 2 of my children have children themselves. So I do have grandchildren. Now I'm here to help you by answering your questions and your concerns about what is CPS. Now you got to be careful about CPS. I found out that 50% of CPS are corrupt, not only in the United States, but worldwide. Now, the countries that I've talked to on here, either phone in or text a message, have been Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, then up in the Middle East has been Saudi Arabia, and then Iraq and Libya. Then going over to the continent of Africa, it's been Liberia, Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa and its provinces. Then up to Europe, it's the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America has been Canada and its provinces, and the United States and all 50 states have texted or called in. By the way, I've talked to over 2,800 people. It's slowly growing. I add about 2 people a show that are new. And I am very happy to see we got visitors in this room already. I need to put up, hello there, Classical Mommy. Thank you very much. I'll try to keep up the fight. I'm here to help you all. I'm here to answer your concerns, your questions, or how to fight CPS. I have 5 rules I've developed that will help you with your CPS case. And I will tackle and work with you if it takes several days or a week to get you through your troubled times. I'm very knowledgeable. I've been fighting CPS for 15 years. I have 61 years of working and life skills that I can share with you. What do you have for me, Classical Mommy? What would you have for me? She's from Georgia, Classical Mommy, and I'm glad you dropped into my room. She's one of my regulars. I have about 30 to 50 regulars that'll come in, 3 or 4 at a time, and I definitely want to help them as best as I can. Okay, I think we got a new person here named Badger Webb. Well, thank you. Those are very kind words, Badger Webb. I have no idea where you're from, but you're welcome. She said, may God and the universe continue to support you. You're absolutely appreciated. Well, I like hearing that. You know, I come on here twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams, you know, week after week, month after month, year after year. And I don't know. I just been able to do this twice a day. It's been remarkable. And I do help others in this room with their CPS case. I know that. One woman I'm working with is Lisa Bartley out of Montana, who has a 5-year-old boy that she's trying to get back in her custody. And she's been through a lot. She's been through a lot. Okay, Badger, your name may be new. You may not be new. There's so many different names. So I think you're from Los Angeles, California. I think I know who you are. So welcome, Badger. Um, and and you've been with me since the beginning. It's amazing. Well, I started in October 2023, and that's amazing that you've been with me. Um, I do appreciate your support in here. I also want to help you all. So you got to tell me. Now, I've developed 5 rules that will help you. 5 rules that will help you with your case. With your case. Well, thank you, Badger. Those are really kind words. Now, I'm looking for helping someone. So when you're calling in, it's very important that you follow my format. It's up there on the banner, and it says that if you are texting me a message, please make it a question or a comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're outside the United States, your country. Now, I was talking about uh, North America. And after Canada, we have the United States, and all 50 states have text or called in. So we've had good representation. I've also heard from Washington, D.C., which is not a state, um, but they do have a city of people, and CPS is involved there. Then south of the border is Mexico, and then further south in South America, north of Brazil on the east coast is Grenada. Is Grenada. And across the South Pacific, we got New Zealand, the land down under Australia and its states, Australia and its states. So those are the 24 countries of the 2,800 some people I've talked to. So we're getting close to almost 3,000 people. We're getting close to almost 3,000 people. And what I do is I remember a lot of things and try to share with y'all so I help you. So I help you. Another thing you can do besides text me a message, you can be a guest on my show. I have an email. All you have to do is be on one of my 14 shows. Now I'm on every day at 7 p.m. at night time. Fight CPS. Stop taking our children. That's 7 days a week at 7 p.m. On my morning show, I'm on at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. And that's my other time slot. Now, the Times Express are on Pacific Standard Time. That's the West Coast in California. If you're in Montana, you're on Mountain Time. You're 1 hour ahead of me. If you're in Texas, you're 2 hours ahead of me. If you're in Ohio, you're 3 hours. And if you're in the United Kingdom, you're 8 hours. And if you're in Europe, you're 9 hours. Africa, you're 9 hours. The Mediterranean, you're 10 hours. So you just pick one of those 14 shows and you email me to Bob P at vincentwdavis.com. And I'll schedule you with my show producer who will contact you, give you a link to get on StreamYard. That's the software application we use. It uses YouTube to do the broadcasting, but the format of the page and the way it works is all through StreamYard. That's the software entity that runs that. Now, besides the rules is that we show respect to everybody in this room. This is not a political forum, and we're not here to talk about politics. I know politics are involved in CPS. I know it's hard not to. I sometimes get caught up myself. But there's no profanity, there's no eating or smoking during the show. We do not use the names of children or social workers or judges in this room. So those are simple rules to go by. And be a guest on you. I hope you will. I hope you be a guest. I can take up 9 to you at one time. Now, lastly, I put my phone number up. It's 626-698-0990. And that way you can call me directly. It's internet-based phone line, which I use Vonage. You don't have to have Vonage to call me. But I have a real work number right there that you can call me. That's 626-698-0990. Yeah, I had mentioned my attorney, Vincent W. Davis, earlier, and I want to say hello to Michael Carlin. I'm doing okay, Michael. It's good to see you again. Welcome, Michael. My day's going off okay. It's a beautiful day. I had my ritual session down at the beach, the dawn patrol. Beautiful, sunrise in the east. I face the west, and it's nice to see that sun come up. And it's beautiful down at the beach. The surf, it's um, not too bad. It's up a little bit, um, but I had a commitment this morning at 8 that I had to go to, so no surfing today. Um, I love the walks to the beach. I love being that close to the beach. I'm only 3 blocks away. 3 blocks away. I'm on the third block. I live on the third block, so it's technically 2.5 blocks. But anyway, it's a close thing. It's nice. It's nice being close. So I'm here to answer any of your questions or concerns. I was just talking about Vincent Davis, who is a respected and educated and licensed lawyer in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those are the 3 areas of law that you want to be involved in, because that's what CPS is. It's called dependency laws where they practice. Now, juvenile law and family law come into play because juvenile is for children under the age of 18, and family law is for families that are still together that want to get back together. Now, not only is he educated and licensed and trained and all that, he has been fighting CPS for 40 years. That's a long time. And on top of that, for 40 years, he's got back thousands of children that have untaken Vincent or hired him. Now, my rule number one is always get an attorney that's educated in the field of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. And it's a very important thing because if you try to use the court appointed attorney or public defenders, they're not going to represent you very well. They're only trained in criminal law. They're very new to the law field because they're looking for anything fresh out of law school. And some of them have been taken by the big law firms. Now, I'm thinking that it must be hard for all of you that are going through what you're going through. Too was there. What is Vincent's phone number? It's 888-888-6582. That's the law offices. There you reach reception. Make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. When you talk to Vincent Davis, make sure that you mention that I sent you, Bob Pace sent you. Now, if you want to have a private text message with Vincent Davis, it's only $10. And if you want to talk to Mr. Davis privately, it's only $15. And if you want to be a part of his live stream for 30 minutes, it is $25. You take your credit and you go to Cash App or you go to Apple Pay or Zella and make your payment there if you want to talk to him. If you want to talk to him. Now we have Kayla. You have some questions. Good, Kayla. Welcome, Kayla. I'm glad to see you there. Yes, Michael, I know it is a beautiful day there. I'm doing okay. I sometimes get tired because it's very stressful to talk about CPS. Also, I don't have too many people asking questions or calling in lately. And it's nice and refreshing to have somebody else talk besides myself. So Kayla has some questions. And hopefully, Michael, you got Vincent's number. It's 888-888-6582. Now, after you make your selection of what kind of payment you want to make with him, either 10, 15, or $25, you can use Apple Pay or you can use, let me see here, Cash App. That's right, Cash App, Apple Pay, or Zella. And you send your payment to 310-308-7758. 7758. Now, Kayla says, I just got diagnosed with idiopathic intracranial hypertension from a neurologist. And once I've been referred to see an eye doctor, I may have flu- I may have fluid behind my eyes and spine. That sounds terrible. I wonder what that will do with you. Um, wow. Well, I'm trying to learn about what idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Um, it's a condition characterized by increased pressure within the skull, intracranial pressure, without identifiable underlying cause. Wow. The exact cause of the IIH is unknown, but thought to be related to imbalance in the production and absorption of cerebral spinal fluid, the fluid that cushions the brain and the spinal cord. Well, I would think that football players with their helmets would have to be worried about this. The risk factors are obesity, female gender, recent weight gain, and certain medications, triglyceride, and lithium. Symptoms: persistent headaches, often worse in the morning or with physical activity. Visual disturbance, such as blurred vision, double vision, or loss of peripheral vision. Tendinitis, ringing in the ear, nausea and vomiting, and neck pain. Now, diagnostic is a physical exam, including the examination of the optical nerve, a fundoscopy. There's also a lumbar puncture to measure CFF pressure. Then there's brain image and MRI imaging, brain image to rule out the possible causes of increase intracranial pressure. Treatment. The goal of treatment is reduce intracranial pressure and prevent vision loss. Options include weight loss if obese, medication to reduce the CSF production with topiramate and acetazolamide. Surgery. It's a lumbar peritoneal shunt to drain excess CSF. Wow. Hope you don't have to go to surgery. With appropriate treatment, most people with IIH can manage their symptoms and prevent permanent vision loss. However, some people may experience ongoing symptoms or complications, such as permanent visual impairment or cognitive difficulties. It's a rare condition affecting only 1 to 2 people out of every 100,000. More common in women and childbearing age. There's no cure for IIH. So that way I can understand a little bit about it, Kayla, and it sounds a pretty serious matter. Not if you make arrangements to have temporary custody. If you're married, you have your spouse look after your child. If you're not married, or if you have a partner, they can look after the child, but they'll have to get custody. And your parents can take care of the child. You want a family member to take care of it because you cannot take care of that child. It's all right. It's okay about misspelling because I was able to find everything. You have a 6-month-old girl as well. Do you have a partner? Do you have a husband? Is a biological father involved? That'd be my first choice. And long if he's involved, he can take care of the child while you go through this. Um, if you don't have a partner or a husband, you're taking care of the child alone, then you're going to have a family member. And it's best to have that family temporary be a guardian of that child. Temporary, not permanent, but temporary till you get better. Till you get better. Does that help you, Kayla? Now, Michael, if you have any other questions from California, please ask away. Badger Webb, if you have more questions for me, please ask away. And Classical Mommy from Georgia, do you have a question for me? We have Badger, Classical Mommy from Georgia, Badger Webb from Los Angeles, California. We have Michael Carlin Renetta. And I forgot where you're from, Michael. I think you're from California too. And Kayla, I think you're from California too. We got a lot of Californians today. Okay, if you have a partner, a marriage is a lot easier to get custody of the child. But if you have a partner, then you're going to have him get custody of that child. Now, is he the biological father? Is he the biological father? I know you have a partner, but if he's the biological father, then he could get custody. Oh, good. You see a nutritionist. Well, that's good to know. That's That is good to know there. Okay, good. He's a biological father. Well, because you guys are not married, you need to go in and get custody. And you can get custody of that child. He can be custody. Um, but it's very important that he has those rights. He's not married, so he needs to get custody of the child. Does that make sense to you, Kayla? Thank you for the thumbs up emoji, Diana Mitchell. Okay, well, she may have her last name. Who's on the birth certificate? Who's on the birth certificate? Is his name on the birth certificate? Now, CPS should not be involved because it's natural for one parent sometimes to go into physical hospitalization, so they should not be able to take the child just because you're getting something done to you have no control over what you have. Okay, you're both on the birth certificate. Now make sure you have a copy of the doctor's orders of what was found about you. You should have that paperwork handy in case CPS ever comes knocking. They will not report anything unless someone calls in, a layperson or professional. Yeah, always have that with you. Remember, rule number 5 is that you have an envelope with important documents. Even though you may not have a case, you should always have access to that important envelope. There should be copies of your records, like driver's license, like birth certificates, marriage license. Well, of course, you're not married, but any custody orders, those are important documents. mm, mm. Couldn't an attorney get your medical records? Well, only if you give them permission. There's the HIPAA law you got to be careful about. You can give a copy to your attorney if you want to, but you should be able to get your own medical records. You need to have your own medical records, and they should provide you. You need a statement from your doctor what you're being treated on, an up-to-date statement. So that way, if there's any questions, see, in order for CPS to be involved, the child protection system be involved, they have to have a complaint. They have either a layperson or a professional call in and allege that you're neglecting your children or you're abusing your children. Now, neglecting means that you can't take care of your young baby. So that has to be called in for it to become a situation. So just be prepared. I'm glad you're thinking ahead, Kayla. I always think that's really great that you're thinking ahead. Mm, 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 All right, we're about, my show will end in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to take down my phone number um, because it's getting too late to take phone calls. Now I'm going to put up the Department of Government Efficiency. It's a website that's shown there, and it's an agency that's created by our president in January to investigate our government entities. And the social services are being investigated, and so is CPS. So hopefully they will correct or find things wrong with what CPS is doing. But if you tried at the county level, either talking to a supervisor, manager, or even the director, and you can't get resolved, then you go to the state level and talk to the ombudsperson or the civil rights coordinator. And if you still can't get resolved, go to government efficiency. Not only do they have a website that tells you what they're doing, they have 2 phone numbers. Area code 202 is the White House. They also have an email address, doge@mail.house.gov, that you can send your complaint to. This is one way to bring it, escalate it to the federal. And so I don't know how hard your case is or how difficult it is, but I'm leaving that number up there. Now, as far as the rest of you, I do have to get close to wrapping this show down. I want to thank Kayla from North Carolina for thinking ahead and being proactive to be careful of CPS. You're a really smart woman there, Kayla. That is good there. Michael Carlin, I hope I answered your concerns. It's good to see you again, Michael Carlin. And I think Michael is from California, if I'm not mistaken. Badger Webb is from Los Angeles, California. She's been with me since the beginning. And I thank you for all your encouragement and support. And Classical Mommy is from Georgia. And thank you for your support. So those are the people in my room. I did have emoji from Diane Mitchell. Thank you, Diane Mitchell. And I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you come tonight at 7 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast of California, and hear me do my evening live stream. Fight CPS and stop taking our children. Now, if you just put in the word Fight CPS in Facebook, it'll take you to a bunch of rooms. I'll connect you with my live stream. Don't forget, you can be a guest on my live stream by just email me at bobp@vincentwdavis.com, bobp@vincentwdavis.com, with your show time, and you can be a guest. So I wanted to thank you all for listening. Please follow my 5 rules. My other shows are recorded, so if you need to hear my other shows, we'll talk about them. And I want you all not to give up. Keep fighting for your family and your children. Now, there'll be a brief video at the end of my live stream. Please watch it. All right, I'm going to say good morning again, and I'll see you tonight. You have a safe day. This is Bob Pace.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your faith in